Hi, folks. You're with Tacitus today at your Pushback channel, and thank you for joining this live stream. In this essay, I'd like to talk about how entitled a lot of college-age kids are, and describe one sort of scenario, which is, so I'm told, generally indicative of how it is sort of elsewhere around that age group and with other people and so on. Now, I'm sure there's outliers and people who don't fall into this category of whatnot, but this particular kid, he's I think just turned 23, and one of his aunties has come into some money, and she knows that he turned down doing studies at college because he didn't want to take on the debt, and so she wants to help him. So that's the sort of the background to it. So she says, "Okay, I'll pay for your course," which is a ballpark $30,000 a year. It's a 3-year course, and it's like a sound engineer, like a recording engineer, that sort of thing. And I'll pay for that. And there's a fair bit of equipment involved, and you've got to kind of get your own equipment, or you can hire it every now and again. It's much easier if you have your own stuff, but it's not cheap, this stuff. So she says, "I'll buy that for you, and I'll throw in some money to help you sort of get by. But you're going to need to do the rest. You're going to have to pull your own weight, and you and your fiance are going to have to work and make some money, and you have to help you." So out of the total cost of living expenses, educational expenses, all this sort of thing, the auntie was going to pay 3/4 plus, I'd say, of the total amount. Now, he turns it down. He says, "No, it's not good enough. I want you to pay for everything. I don't want to have any money concerns or any money worries while I'm studying. So I want Auntie, I want you to pay the rent, the food, everything. I want you to pay all my expenses plus the educational expenses." Now, Auntie quite reasonably says, "Well, that's a bit much, Hey, you've got to do something." But he just didn't see why he should have to contribute. He felt he was not only entitled to this, but given it was being offered, well, why don't you just pay for everything, given you're paying for so much anyway? And it was a very casual sort of disregard for the incredible opportunity that had been thrown at his feet. All he had to do was pick it up, and he was good to go. I mean, there are kids that would kill for that sort of, metaphorically, would kill for that sort of start. So, but no, it just plain wasn't good enough. So, anyway, I was there when they were talking it around. So he was adamant, "Give me what I want, or I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to cut off my nose to spite my face and engage in self-destructive behaviour, just to spite you, Auntie." And I was amazed by this, and so I sort of jumped in and said, "Well, do you realise what's being offered here? You're being offered effectively, over the time, something like $130,000+ just being given to you. That's it. It's a gift, $130,000, but you have to contribute and pull your weight in working part-time, and your girlfriend working part-time." No, that was he was just very stubborn on this point. "If I'm going to study, I have to put all my time into it, and I don't want to have the slightest distraction. And anyway," he said, "I've got to have a life, so I've got to go out, and I've got to go out for dinner, and I've got to go to the bar and grill and have some beers with my buddies, and I've got to do this, that. I've got to have nice clothes to wear, and so on. So I need money for that. And so if you're going to pay for the education, why don't you just pay for all the other stuff as well? Because I want to lead a sort of an untroubled, good life, and have all the education paid for." And he didn't see that as in the slightest bit unreasonable. And he kept coming back to threatening his auntie, "And if you don't give it to me, I won't do the course, and the college course, and that'll upset you. because I know this is important to you, that you want to help me. And I couldn't believe the muddled in, but just incredibly entitled thinking. Now, the fiance was she'd had a job, and she was like a door greeter at one of the more upmarket restaurants in the city, and did okay out of it. Did okay with the tips and everything. But she was, no, I don't like working at nights. So I don't want to do that, and I don't want to do this, don't want to do so. So there's this oddly entitled sort of attitude. Now the guy that the auntie was trying to help was going nowhere, and the pinnacle of his achievement since leaving high school was to get a part-time job at some sort of call center, and that was it. And so he was going nowhere with his life. It was and nor was he overly industrious. So I can't imagine that he would or will make anything with his life. But just plain wouldn't do. Now he was talking about, well, no, there are other kids his age where the parents are paying for everything, and they get to stay at the folks' house, and they get given spending money as well. So he wants that as a minimum. Now I try to explain, but look, you've got nothing at the moment, and you've been given $130,000, and don't you see that as nah? And he was effectively, you can shove it up your ass type attitude. And I found this sort of amazing, but he was unrepentant, unmoved. He didn't see that he was doing anything wrong, or that he wasn't showing it. He didn't even sort of say thank you, like, oh, look, auntie, I really appreciate this. I mean, you're so kind in coming. Instead, all he did was whinge and moan that the offer wasn't good enough and should have been better and should have been topped up with more. Now, to sort of break the deadlock, auntie said, well, look, I'll give you another $10,000 towards spending money. No, not enough. No. I've got to go out. I don't want to go to shit restaurants or something. I want to go to nice restaurants, and I've got to have a life, and all this sort of thing, and you have to, auntie, you have to pay for it. And that's it. And he ended up walking away from the whole thing, and wrote quite a scathing email to his auntie, effectively saying it was all her fault, and if he didn't get anywhere in life, it was because of her, and this sort of thing. It was absolutely gobsmacking, the chutzpah but just a lack of appreciation. No, someone comes up to you and offers you 130, 140, or probably 150 by the time it's all topped up, $150,000 to help you on your way, and you tell them to fuck off. but apparently this is not on you, because I mentioned it to a few other people, and they're unsurprised. Going, oh no, that's about how it is out there these days. So you shouldn't be surprised. So I don't know. I mean, I look forward to your comments below, what you've seen, heard, or are aware of, but I'm still stunned by this. If someone had given me an offer like that, I would have fallen over myself with appreciation and gratitude and so on. That they would even think of me and want to help and want to, have given me a leg up. And I'm sure there are other people that would have been grateful for it. But this kid, no, it's not good enough. Don't care. You can shove it. You've been with Tastus today, your Pushback channel, and thank you for listening.